Hello, Valdosta Church family. Wanted to give you an update about some of the decisions that have been made by the elders and some of those things that are going to be happening in the future with the Valdosta congregation, especially when we're able to again assemble together and get back about the work that is before us. So let me tell you a little bit about some of those things that are going to be taking place. The Compassion Card Program. We're going to be split up into Compassion Card teams. Now, the elders at Valdosta have separated the congregation into 4 different groups. And each one of these groups is going to be a team. And so what that means is at Valdosta, we're going to have 4 different teams, team 1, 2, 3, and 4. And that's going to allow us to be able to do the work that is planned for what is called the Compassion Card Program. Now, each team is going to meet at least once a month on Sunday. Now, every New Testament Christian that has placed membership with the Valdosta congregation has been assigned a team. And so if you do not see your name, it might be because you've not placed membership with Valdosta, and that's okay. If you want to place membership, please see one of the elders, notify them, and they will sit down with you and have an opportunity to talk to you about that. Now, if your name is missing from the list, then you need to inform the elders so that they can make those corrections. So, when will the teams meet? Well, that's a good question. The teams are going to meet on Sunday. So the team 1 will be on the first Sunday. Team 2, second Sunday. Team 3, third. And you got it, team 4 on the fourth Sunday. So it'll be easy to keep up with when you're going to meet, depending on which team number you've been assigned to. Now, team leaders are going to determine when the groups will actually meet on Sunday. Generally, that's going to be Sunday night when the groups meet together. And what team leaders are going to do, they're going to write whatever that scheduled time is down on the clipboard, the announcement clipboard in the foyer, and we'll make sure that that gets in the bulletin and it's on the announcements so that everybody knows when they are to meet. Now, if you have a scheduling conflict, that's okay. Just let the elders know so that they can put you on a different team and schedule you for a different week. Regarding fifth Sunday, since we do not have 5 teams, then those assignments will be announced as those fifth Sundays arrive. Now, where will the teams meet? Great question. It's going to be in the annex. Already we have supplies stored over in the cabinets over there. Appreciate the guys for building those cabinets. They're great. We're already putting them to good use. And so the supplies are stored over in the cabinets, and actually we're going to have a new dry erase board installed over in the annex so that this can be used for the teams. And so that's where the teams are going to meet. Team leadership, very important part of this. Each team's going to have 1 leader and 1 backup leader. Here are the team leaders. Team 1 is Adam Crosswhite. Team 2, Jerry Owen. Team 3, Ray Coburn. And Team 4, Mike Longcrier. Those are the team leaders. Also for each team, we have a backup leader. In case the leader has to be out of town for whatever reason or is not able to make it, then we have backups. And so for Team 1, our backup is Jimmy Williams. Team 2 backup is Roger Schote. Team 3 backup is Jonathan Landers. And Team 4 backup is Ray Tuggle. Those are the gentlemen that will help and serve as backup leaders. Now, what is a compassion card? You might be wondering. I want to tell you a little bit about it. What we're trying to do as a congregation is we're trying to find those that are in our community that are struggling and going through difficulties or are in need of encouragement or in need of some TLC, we would say. They're needing someone to reach out to them, and we want to be those people. We're trying to find those that are not Christians in our community so that we have an opportunity to make contact with them and reach them with the gospel message. And so what we're going to do is we're going to get their name, we're going to get their mailing address, and if they're going through some difficulty, we're going to flood them with cards from Valdosta Church of Christ for 4 weeks in a row. And so during those 4 weeks, we're also going to try to make an in-person visit to these individuals. And so our prayer is that these individuals will find peace through the gospel of Jesus Christ. Now, in order to study the Bible with people, we got to come in contact with them. And we need those open doors so that we can have an open Bible study with someone. So we're going to try to make those contacts. Therefore, this program, the Compassion Card program, is designed to create contacts so that we can share the love of Christ and the power of the gospel of Jesus Christ with them. Now, in the foyer, there are new cards that are ready to be filled out. You can see the picture here on the foyer table. Those are the Compassion Card contacts. And you fill out those cards, and that's where you're going to put that information. Here's one of the cards, a little bit bigger for you to be able to see it. You put the contact's name. You put a relation, if there is any, that's a coworker, a friend, family member. How do you know them? Is it your neighbor? Then put the reason. They're sick, they're going through cancer treatments, they've had a death in the family. Put whatever reason there is, and give their address, and then write your name. Just in case we can't read your writing, we know who wrote it, and we can get the information from you. And so this is going to help us out. And so you're going to place this card, once it's filled out, and you're going to put it in the brown box in the foyer labeled Blessed. And here it is. Here's a picture of that box. Put those cards, once completed, in that box. And what team leaders are going to do is they're going to check that box each week to identify new contacts. And then those team leaders are going to take that card and they're going to put it in the binder over in the annex so that all the cards are stored together so that each team leader knows where to find the contact cards. Now, how is this any different from what we normally do? It's a good question. This is a concentrated effort to try to open doors to have Bible studies with people in our community. What's different about this? Well, we're sending, let's say, 10 to 30 cards every single week for 4 weeks straight to the same person. That's what makes this different. It's concentrated effort by the congregation. Another thing that makes it different is that the contacts that we're going to receive through this program are only, exclusively, those that live in our county. And so if it's somebody outside of this county, we're not going to put them through this particular program. Though we may send them a card, they're not going through this program. And so this program focuses on those that live in our county. And what's different about the program? Well, the elders are going to be providing stamps, envelopes, pens, cards, everything you need. And so all you have to do is show up and put a personal message inside that card. Show your empathy and your compassion and your care in the writing of those cards. Now, our congregation will still send out cards to people that live outside of our county. But it'll just be one card like we always have done. We'll set it out in the foyer, and each member can sign that one card, and we'll send that card to that person. However, if they're outside of the county, we're not going to send them 10 to 30 cards a week for 4 weeks. Okay? So that's the difference. And certainly we hope that all of our members continue to send cards like they normally do. Our congregation is, fabulous about that, doing a great job. We want to continue to do that. So what will the team leaders do? Good question, good question. Team leaders, let me break it down a little bit for you and explain what you're going to be doing. First, you're going to gather the contact card that's in the blessed box down in the foyer. And you're going to get that, and you're going to go over to the annex, and you're going to write that contact's name and their address on the dry erase board, so that when all of the members come in and the team members come in, they're going to be able to see the address and who they're writing the cards to. So you're going to put that on the dry erase board. And also, you're going to take that same card and you're going to file it in the binder. Then, the team leader is responsible for handing out envelopes, labels, stamps, and especially handing out the cards. We don't want to send 20 of the same card to the same person that all has the same picture of the same flower. No, or the same message. We want to make sure that each person gets a different card if we can. If we have cards to do it, that's what we're going to try to do, and the team leader is responsible for that, to make sure that they're the one handing out the card and they're making sure that they're keeping up with it so that they know that we're not giving out all of the same card. We're giving different cards from different people and that they're going to fill those out. So that's what the team member is going to be responsible for, giving them the labels, stamps, blank card so that they can complete it. And then they're going to, explain to the whole group why they're writing that card. They're going to say, we're writing to Joe over here and he is receiving chemo treatments and this is the problem that's going on. He could use encouragement. So we're going to write cards to him for the next 4 weeks, but our group is this week, and so here's what we're going to do. So there's that explanation. Then when you're done, you're going to gather all of the completed cards as a team leader. and you're going to count how many you have so that we write down we sent Joe 20 cards or 10 cards on this date. And then the team leader is responsible for mailing those out. These are not cards that members pick up and fill out and send when they want. This is all going to be done all together, organized. And so all the members are going to fill out those cards in the annex, and then they're going to give them to the team leader, and that team leader is going to leave whenever they meet on that meeting, whether it's Sunday night. He'll have the completed cards ready to mail. They've already been stamped and sealed, and he is ready to go. And he's going to write that information down and mail out the cards. Okay, so what will the team member do? If I'm just a member of one of the teams, what am I going to be doing? Well, I'm going to go over to the annex when the scheduled time is for our meeting, and then I'm going to hear the explanation of the team leader about what I'm supposed to do. If I've got a card that doesn't say Valdosta Church of Christ anywhere on the card, front or back or anywhere, then I'm going to want to write somewhere in that card from the Valdosta Church of Christ, and then you can write your signature on there as well. We're going to make sure that we do that. Make sure you stamp and seal your envelope and get everything ready. We want to make sure that when we're addressing the envelope, that we handwrite the envelope. We handwrite Joe's name and his address and the return address. Now, you can use your personal address as a return address, or you can put your name and then put, Valdosta's return address. That's fine. But we want to make sure that there's that touch that's handwritten by us, and then you're going to give that card to the team leader, and that's it. And so this is part of that program, and every person really needs to be involved. I mean, it is the elders' wish that each member will be an active and willing participant in their teams. That's what they desire, and so that's what we want to do. When we had our personal evangelism seminar, Brother Rob Whitaker explained that there are 3 different categories of kingdom workers. There are the bringers, the teachers, and the keepers. And this program is a bringer program. And we need to be able to have those contacts so that we can have our teachers teach and those that are keepers to keep. But we've got to bring them first. They've got to be brought to the gospel of Jesus Christ, and we need those contacts. So which team am I in? There's the big drum roll question, right? Which team am I a part of? Well, let me break it down for you. Okay, team number 1 is going to be Adam Crosswhite, and he's the team leader. Backup leader for team 1 is Jimmy Williams. And a part of this team, I'm gonna list them out, is Al Adams, Ruth Alexander, Charlotte Archer, Reba Archer, Greg and Missy Black, Mona Cabanis, Bill and Judy Cosby, Gerald and Sarah Crittenden, Christy Crosswhite, Mike and Deborah Esty, Cindy Fisher, Lois Hester, Margaret Higgins, Margie Kinsey, Lynn and Lynn Landers, Kenny and Patricia Nunley, David and Beth Ann Riley, Barbara Smith, and Gail Williams. That is Team 1. Okay? So Team 1 is going to meet on the first Sunday of every month. Now, Team 2. The leader for Team 2 is Jerry Owen, and the backup leader is Roger Shope. And so those members of Team 2 are Nancy Bynum, Pearl Bird, Ruth Shope, Nancy Dacus, Kenny and Melinda Davis, Sarah Flack, Dale and Faye Gray, Wallace and Brenda Hanley, Amy and Delaney Johnson, JP and Amber Croplin, Hunter Landers, Leonard Landers, Patsy Lindsay, Kathy Owen, Les and Carolyn Roden, Blake and Cecily Smith, Doris Stout, Wanda Waldrop, Rick and Laney Roten. That is team number 2. Now, team number 3. The team leader is Ray Coburn, and the backup team leader is Jonathan Landers. For Team 3, the members are Jay and Beverly Bullman, Melody Coburn, Matthew and Shanna Crosswhite, Dolores Inlow, Annette Gregory, Benny and Dolores Hale, Dolores Harrison, Florine Hodge, Mary Nell Kimbrough, Eddie Mae Landers, Lexi Landers, Nicole Landers, Zach Landers, Truby Maupin, Joseph and Heather Perkins, Jason and Jacob Swindle, Teresa Tollison, Johnny and Doris Tooten, Penny Von Bachman, Les and Brenda Wilson. Those are team number 3. Now, team number 4. Team leader is going to be Mike Longcrier, and the backup team leader is Ray Tuggle. And these are the members of team number 4. Roy and Betty Coburn, Lee Crittenden, Yvonne Davis, Sydney and Stephanie Dobbs, Adam and Megan Evans, Emma, Mary Kate, and Lily Evans, Robert and Elizabeth Ferguson, Christine Henry, Diane Longcrier, Darlene Pauley, Agnes Reeves and Renee Reeves, Kim Rhodes, Martha Stout, Hazel White, Philip and Pam Whiteside, Katie Williams, Rita Wilson, and Nell Wingo. Those are the teams that we have divided up. Now, I'm very excited about the opportunities that we have coming up, especially through this particular outreach program. Great things can happen from this if we will put it into play in our community and begin to really reach out to community members to show them our compassion, our empathy, and our care. We certainly are going to be able to make a big impact in our area as we pray for them and as we send out these compassion cards. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you didn't see your name again, make sure that you mention that to one of the elders. If you haven't placed membership and you want to talk to the elders about that, just let them know. And thank you so much for tuning in. If you have any questions, please just make sure to send me a message or send me an email, and I will try my best to answer those questions. Thank you so much, and you have a blessed day.